Is a Christian lucky or blessed? This is an interesting question because the answer is both. Let's first look at different ways that God would be involved in our lives. Let's start with death. Whenever we die is when God decided that that's our time to die. In the book of Isaiah, we see that righteous people may die so that they don't face incoming evils. The righteous perisheth, and no man layeth it to heart, and merciful men are taken away, none considering that the righteous is taken away from the evil to come. Isaiah chapter 57 verse 1. Christ also told us that the hairs of our head are numbered in Luke chapter 12 verse 7. So if we die, it's not that we're just unlucky. Jesus Christ escaped death many times because his hour had not yet come. There was a set time for him to die, and he knew it. He escaped death in John chapter 7 verse 30 and John chapter 8 verse 20, and he knew his time had arrived in John chapter 13 verse 1. Then let's go to blessings. These are also not by chance. What does this include? Well, there's recovering from horrible illnesses. Epaphroditus was healed from a sickness by God that was going to kill him in Philippians chapter 2 verses 25 to 27. He didn't recover because he was lucky. Then there's attaining wealth. That also does not happen by chance either. It's a gift from God. King Solomon has said it in Ecclesiastes chapter 5 verse 19. Every man also to whom God hath given riches and wealth, and hath given him power to eat thereof, and to take his portion, and to rejoice in his labor, this is the gift of God. See also what Moses had said in Deuteronomy chapter 8 verse 18. Some examples of people who are blessed with riches are Solomon, see 1 Kings chapter 3 verses 11 to 13, and Abraham, see Genesis chapter 13 verse 2. However, the most important blessings are the ones that we have to be with God to get. These include understanding the scriptures and becoming a Christian. We cannot be saved unless God calls us by his grace, according to John chapter 6 verse 44 and Ephesians chapter 2 verses 8 and 9. No man can come unto me, except the Father which has sent me draw him, and I will raise him up at the last day. For by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, it is the gift of God, not of works, lest any man should boast. If we haven't received the Holy Spirit, God's work doesn't seem to be worth the effort, but anything worldly seems to be definitely worth our time and money. We see the difference in the book of Acts, when Paul was preaching to many groups of people. The Jews never gave him a chance and wanted to kill him in many places, but one of them is in Acts chapter 9 verses 20 to 24. On the other hand, there's the Thessalonians, who accepted what Paul was preaching as Paul had said in 1 Thessalonians chapter 1. There's also Peter's sermon in Acts chapter 2, and the people who were gathered had a change of heart after it was finished in verse 37. If God wasn't involved, they rather wouldn't care for what he had to say or would be angry at him. Well, we've now looked at what God is involved in. So, what is he not involved in? Well, it's anything that isn't life-changing. For example, if we get a perfect score on an exam, or if there's a lot of traffic on the road that makes us late to work, God is not involved in those things. We're just lucky or unlucky. For instance, Jephthah, in Judges chapter 11, vowed to God that whoever will step out of his house to meet him first would be offered to God in a burnt offering. When the battle ended in victory, he went back to his house, and his daughter came out to greet him. It was very unfortunate that he had to offer his own daughter, but God had no hand in that. He was just unlucky. After all this, we can come to the conclusion that a Christian can be lucky and blessed. One is lucky when the importance of the situation is minor in the grand scheme of things. One is blessed when they are gifted with something that will significantly impact their life. And that's the end of the answer for, is a Christian lucky or blessed? If you enjoyed the video, then please subscribe and hit the like button. And if you want to see more of these videos, then hit the notification bell so you can be notified of when I post again. Bye and have a great day.